What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to Infinity Minecraft. Alright, so I started working on the pathway up through the mountains. You can see a little bit of it right there, but I ran into a problem. It's really difficult to see where I'm going as far as where I've marked the path out with the torches. So I've decided that it's about time that we make a jetpack. Now, I really don't like jetpacks that much because you can't, even in hover mode, you can't hold very still and it's hard to place blocks. But what it does allow you to do is to get up into areas much easier, or much more easily, that you wouldn't have been able to access previously. Alright, so I've added enough bookshelves as well to go ahead and upgrade to level 30, as you can see. And that actually doesn't look too bad. But I was sitting here around here thinking, I was like, how is the best way for me to get experience? Because I have next to no experience and I keep dying whenever I get next to 30. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I have tons of these tanks full of liquid XP. So I did a few books. I decided to just throw a 30 on here and see what I got. And I got XP boost. That's kind of strange. And efficiency 4, which efficiency 4 is what I was looking for. I would have been happy with fortune or silk touch, but efficiency 4 makes me happy, so I'm not too worried about it. You see, I got a little bit of snow or slime balls, like I need more slime balls. But yeah, so let's go ahead and make a jetpack. I know that was like a really strange tangent, or several strange tangents, but yeah, anyway. I'm sure you guys are used to that by now. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at a lot of different types of jetpacks that we can use. Now, I'm not sure whether I want to go down the route of the Ender IO stuff or just the plain resonant stuff. The plain resonant stuff is going to be easier, but I kind of just want to do the Ender IO stuff just because, I don't know, it sounds more fun. But we'll go ahead and make our first jetpack, or I might make this version. I don't want to make anything too complicated because I don't know that I'm going to go all the way through all this stuff. But we'll see. Alright, and you can actually customize the particles that come out of it, which is kind of cool. So smoke only, default, none, rainbow smoke. That's cool. Alright, but yeah, so we're going to need a few things. We need a leadstone flux capacitor, some of these leadstone thrusters, and of course we're going to need lead and a leather strap. Alright, so I do have enough leather to make this, thankfully. So let's make that first. Okay, and flux capacitor should be fine on all of this stuff. Yep, cool. Alright, what else do we need? We need these thrusters, which are going to take 2 steam dynamos, pneumatic servo, which we have a few of them in our inventory, in our AE system. Glass, it looks like we can do just normal glass is fine. Lead, reception coil, which I should have a few of. Alright, so mainly we just need to make these steam dynamos. So we need 2 of these. Do I have enough of these coils? Yes, I do. Awesome. Just enough. Nice. Okay, so from here... Oh, actually we're going to need 4 of these, aren't we? Yeah, because we have 2 thrusters for each of them. So let's go ahead and make some more of these. What does it take? Silver? Yeah, we'll go ahead and make a stack of them. Okay. And then we'll do 2 more of these. 1, 2. Okay. And I'll just toss all this stuff in here. Okay, and from there we should be able to make these guys. Yep, 1 and 2. Alright, awesome. So from there, we should have everything we need to make a leadstone jetpack. Alright, so I want to try this one out first before we go ahead and upgrade it to the next tier. Now this one doesn't hold much, so it's not going to drain the whole thing whenever I charge it. And you can charge it if you take it off your bar and stick it here. Or at least that's what I think it said. Well, I think I read about it anyway. So like all other jetpacks, this one goes in your chest slot. So we'll have to take that off. And I'm not sure. Oh, okay, it's already set up to do it. Alright, so there was also, is it C? Oh, that's different. I don't know what that is. I mean, obviously it's an inventory. Drag HUD to change location. Interesting. Huh. Alright, so we're going to have to go into our settings here to be able to change the modes. Unless... Huh. Okay, so hover doesn't work. Oh, it turns the engine off completely. Interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and get out of this, if I can. Oh, that hurt. I need some rubber boots or something to help me with fall damage because I don't have any feather falling. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so I wanted to go in here. Let's go into controls and all. And let's see in here if I can find simply jetpacks. Alright, gameplay, grab a suite, IC2, inventory, tweaks, journey map, miscellaneous. Doesn't look like it's there. Movement, multiplayer, railcraft, simply jetpacks. Alright, so I can leave this on as this, that's fine. Can I switch that to V? It's also my wand mode, I imagine. Let's try that. Nope, it doesn't like it. Alright, so I'm going to play around with this just a little bit, and then I'll be back with you guys. Alrighty folks, so I went ahead and just changed some other things so that C does end up doing it. But as you can see, it drains a lot of fuel really quickly. So let's see what we can do about upgrading it to something different. Alright, so let's turn hover mode off because I think that uses more. Yeah, a little bit more. Alright, let's go down here. And let's see what it takes to go to the hardened jetpack. Alright, so this takes Invar. And it also takes these hardened thrusters, which take reactant dynamos. And redstone blocks and another servo. And bronze gears. Interesting. Or tinker alloy. Do I have either in here? What's that? That's gold. Alright, bronze. I have 6 bronze, which is not going to be enough. Do I have tinkers? No. Alright, so how do I get bronze? Alright, so let's go ahead and click here. I know how to get tinker's alloy, but... Okay, it looks like I can just actually combine the ingots, so that's nice. So 10 and 3 copper. So that should not be difficult at all. Copper? Way too much copper. And 10. Nice. I figured I had to put it in some kind of crafting thing or other. Alright, so that should be plenty. Alright. So actually I should have held onto those. It's ferrous. Alright, bronze. That way I can go ahead and make my gears. Like so. And don't worry, I have actual iron blocks. So I'm not running that low. Alright, so I need 2 of these. Right? Or do I need 4 of these? Okay, I need 2 of them. But what about these? Oh, actually I need... So I need 8... 10 of them. So that actually might not be enough bronze. Alright, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A little bit short. Alright. So how about we do this? And then we do that. And do that. And then we should have more than enough. Alright, so we need iron in the middle. And one more. Okay. So what else do we need to make these? We need... oh, more bronze. Alright, so I'm glad I did that then. Transmission coil, I already made a bunch of those. Redstone, should be able to... 4, yep, make all of them. Awesome. Alright, so what else? They keep moving on me. Alright. So, do we have everything in here? One... oh, we lost something. What was the one in the middle? Pneumatic servo. Okay, so let's just make a handful of these. Or a little more than a handful, since I was 6. Okay, and one more. Ta-da! Alright, we've got our thrusters. So that should mean that we have everything. Oh, I need to make a hardened flux capacitor, which takes another leadstone one. There's always more to add in there, always. So from there, we should be able to do that. Isn't it nice to have most of this stuff pre-made and just be able to shift-click it? And hardened jetpack. Alright, so this one holds 400,000 as opposed to 20,000 or 40,000. Is it 40? 25. Okay, so that's quite a bit more storage that we have there, which is going to be very, very nice. And I don't think I'm going to upgrade it anymore because that seems like a pretty good place to stop. I mean, we could start getting into these, and I'm sure they wouldn't be that hard to do, but it takes some things that I don't have yet. So Signalium takes stabilized redstone, copper, silver, so it's not that hard to make. But still, I mean, if you keep going and keep going, I don't really need something that nice just yet. Oh, okay. So this is all I need for now, and honestly, by the time this one starts to become outdated, I'll be able to kill the wither and make a set of wings, which is much nicer because that's stabilized flight instead of the unstabilized flight that you get from jetpacks. So yeah, much nicer. Still at 100%. Okay, just dropped to 99. Awesome. Been waiting a little while for this. Alright, so I think I should probably make some rubber boots. I won't, but I'm probably just going to kill myself at some point. Alright, so I'll be back in a little bit when I make some progress to show you guys. Alright, so see you in a little bit. Alrighty folks, so I wanted to show you something that somebody mentioned in the comments section of my last video. And that is that you can use the smeltery to go ahead and get steel ingots. Now, it's a little bit convoluted the way that you have to do it, but basically you have to make refined iron ingots to transfer them over to steel. So, while you can't craft the refined iron ingots in a similar recipe, you can use it by doing iron ingots and pulverized coal. Thankfully, we actually have a lot of pulverized coal. But all you do is 1 ingot per 2 coal, or yeah, for 2 coal, and it'll give you 1 iron ingot. So, okay. Apparently there's a hidden button there. Alright. So anyway, I'm not sure what that does. But yeah, let's just leave it like that. So the way that you used to get them is a bit different. All you had to do is use an electric furnace to go ahead and smelt up your iron ingots again and get refined iron. So it's a little bit more complicated than it used to be, but it's still easier to do it this way than it is to do it the other way using a blast furnace. We will be using a blast furnace in the future, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this way, just in case you weren't aware of it. So obviously the smeltery takes a little while to smelt it up, but once this is all done, we should have steel in here. So It's not that I disapprove of using this way. It's just that it's a little bit of a roundabout way of going about things, and I'd kind of like to go, just the normal way. So we'll use it for a little while, but once we have the room to go ahead and set up blast furnaces up in our place up there, then we'll probably go ahead and use that way. Looks like the moon's setting. Alright, so this should almost be done. And molten steel. Alright, so you can go ahead and just use your normal ways of creating blocks and ingots and such, and you'll have a block of steel. So that'll help in creating those solar panels up there. And ta-da! Block of steel. Alright, so if you read that comment, that is exactly what he's talking about. And in some other mod packs, it's a bit easier to do it. In this one, it's not. But, yeah. Let's say, I think in pretty much anything before this, it was a lot easier just because it's easier to make refined iron that way. But, yeah, anyway. Alright, so I wanted to go over here. I finished the staircase, and as you can see, I've started work on our place up there and made a bridge that's just a walkway at the moment, so I've got a little bit of work to do on it. But I just wanted to go and show you. I'm going to make a path from here to the village. What I have for now. So I do have it in darkness at the moment because I think it looks better this way. So hopefully you guys can still see pretty well, even on YouTube, that this is basically, at the moment, a very eroded staircase that is, kind of looks like it's been here for a long time. I'm hoping you guys can actually see, because some of these areas are really dark. But I like the natural lighting that comes in instead of using torches. But my idea was kind of like the way into Moria. Not Moria. Oh. My mind has gone completely blank. Okay, so what I meant was Mordor, not Moria. But at the same time, the one for Moria actually works too, now that I've thought about it a little bit. Because they had that, all those tunnels and staircases that they had to go through that were kind of broken up and whatnot. So that was kind of my idea, but I also had the idea of making it a more of a path that started out this way and then slowly changed over to something that was newer and more chiseled out, to make look nicer and more regal and whatnot. So this is the area that we will be building in later on. You see, it's actually kind of awesome. I love these areas. I really do. These Alps forests that are nestled into the Alps areas. So, but that'll be a little while. And there's my tunnel. Unsure where it went. Alright, so let's go ahead and visit where we're going to make our main base. And it's just a little bit further along this path. Let's turn our jetpack off so it doesn't constantly do that. But as you can probably guess, we're probably not going to take this path very often. In fact, we're probably pretty much never going to take this path. But I wanted it to be here because it, visually, I think it's really important to have stuff like this. But that's... Oh, let me go ahead and turn that marker off so you're not constantly staring at that. Alright, and you'll understand what that is in a minute. But that's the area, kind of the arc that we're going to be working with there. Let's go along a little bit further here. This is actually a pretty long path here. And that's most of the reason why we'll not be taking it. But a short path didn't really feel right, and it didn't go along to the city the way I wanted it to. We'll probably be using that part of the path, but just because it's so much shorter than flying up and over the mountains there, but because as you can imagine, that takes a little while. So it's easier to just go through there than it is to fly up and over. Alright, so I have this path blocked off just in case something spawns and, you know, tries to pay us a visit. But we're going to be setting up in this little area here just to start off with. Eventually this is going to be more of a display area where I put up trophies and statues and all that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely going to fill this in with glass. But this in here is going to be the main area that we're going to be working with. And this is why it's obviously taken me a little while to get out one of these videos. Because this was quite a bit of work making that path and then coming in here and doing this. Even though I haven't even begun to really work on this. So what's going to happen here is we're going to have an area that goes a decent amount up, probably another 20 blocks or so, maybe a bit further than that. I haven't decided how far up I want to go, but it goes pretty much all the way down to bedrock. And around it, as you saw with the marker that I had there, it has said center. This is going to be all hollowed out here and then go all the way down. And then in the middle, going up and down, I'm going to have our power storage, which we're going to use Draconic Evolution and a few other mods. And around it, I'm going to have different tiers that have different types of workshops and stuff like that on them. So think kind of like, I'm thinking if you saw Interstellar, the station that they built that was on the ground, so before anything happened, I guess that's still pretty recent, so I shouldn't do spoilers for it, but the big building that they had that was underground, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Something like that, where it has a center point, and then out in the middle I'm going to have different storage stuff. So think of that big sphere, you know, that we've got with Draconic Evolution. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And to do this, I'm going to need a type of quarry so that I don't spend hours and hours and hours trying to hollow this thing out. So I'm going to be going for that pretty soon. I don't know if I'm going to set it up in other places, but at least to hollow this area out, I'm going to be using a quarry. So, because it's, what, 51 blocks by 51. So, that's going to be a whole lot of blocks going all the way down and going up. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of work. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. It's going to be a little bit short today, I think. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I've done. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.